Hi everyone, the Mature Simmer here, getting connected up on the farm here. I'm able to get my hoses connected, there we go. So, as you can see, early mid-spring, and we will be getting ready to plant our oats. So I'm going to need some additional seed at some point. Likely to get the auger set up. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and start up on 97, 98 since I'm low, and then I can refill pretty easily, and then I'll bring the truck down here as needed. So, as I was saying yesterday when I plowed, just real happy to kind of be back into the swing of things on Misty Hills here, and getting ready to get back into the pattern of just staying busy and moving forward. So the goal is to rotate out after the crops we had and put in a cereal crop. I'm going to go with oats this year. Not really for any particular reason other than they tend to be, overall I've just enjoyed them more. Amount of yield I get, price per 1,000 I get, just all works out pretty well. So the basics are obviously the same. Not a whole lot has changed beyond what I spoke about in episode 22 about where we stand as a community in FSN with regards to FS22. We're still getting things going and trying to get those who wanted to give it a go early on onto their servers and move forward. But as of this morning, well, I didn't look this morning, so as of yesterday, I hadn't seen any announcement yet about servers truly coming online, because I know we've all been looking as contractors to see when someone might need some help, just to once again give it a try in FS22. And certainly, if and when I go ahead and do that, I'll let you guys know, and if it's relevant, I'll certainly probably just continue to show what I'm doing, as I have been in this entire series and will be doing as we go forward. But it's year 73, so we sat out year 72 and didn't actually work the farm at all. I didn't come in and do anything other than, as part of the mayor duties, make sure the server stayed in sync on time so that the group working could do things. There's definitely been activity on the server. Sweet over here to the left has put in, I think, an additional cow barn, and he's getting quite an operation going over there. He's taken down all his poplars between the end of year 71 and into year 72. I believe he got everything done. So it's been a year of progress on Hilly Seneca for certain. I just took the opportunity to take a little bit of a break and go visit another area with FS22. Oh, you know what? I am going to try this on 98. I'm going to see if I go ahead and fertilize. Let me look at my precision farming and just make sure that I know what's what. So yeah, I do want to reset the values at this point because I'm now putting all the material down, so I'm going to go ahead and reset my fields so that that is all ready to go. But if I look at my nitrogen, I'm low-ish. The thing I don't know is if I'm planting. Yeah, I'm just going to have to try it, because normally precision farming would be telling us, well, with oats, here is what you need for fertilizer. But because we haven't done that, and oats isn't in the ground yet, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. So let me get some fertilizer in here. I'm just going to do that. I guess while I'm here with seeds, I'm going to top it off. And our auger is there, and I believe empty after our little bit of fun. What seems like a long, long time ago at this point, when we were working on picking up those seeds and found out the silo was full and all that. So I'm not quite sure. I'm going to go ahead and, oops, yeah. Get my GPS calibrated. So here we're going to be going that way. That actually works out relatively well here. Once I get past this space here. So I'm going to open myself up. Lower down. Turn myself on and begin. We are planting, that is for certain. So just a slight state change. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look here. Let me put myself on there. Alright, so it is increasing nitrogen level to optimal value for oat. So I believe this actually does work, which is great, because if I can do that, that means I'll save myself a significant amount of time, because I won't have to run around and do a separate fert state. Now, I can only do that in things I can do with this planter. Because my regular, or with the seeder, because my planter doesn't actually have fertilizer capability in it that I'm aware of, honestly. It shows how little I pay attention to it in the past, because it just wasn't something that made sense in how the fields were working. I just did a plant fert cycle, which is what kind of made me realize that I might want to try something a little bit different here. On the farm as we go forward, but right now it looks like this will work, which is terrific. I don't know how else to describe it. The only thing now I'll have is Will I run out of fertilizer before I'm done with this field? I'm thinking not at the pace it's going. This isn't that large of a field up here on 98, if you recall. But we'll see how it all goes, and if I do, obviously I'm going to verify things on the map, but I don't know what else we'd need. Honestly, I don't know that there's really anything to verify other than just being super paranoid that things are appearing as I would like them to appear. But I don't know that I can honestly tell on the map if I'm fully fertilized or not. So I'm just also testing. Okay, so it will drop fertilizer out there. But once I'm on the field, it does seem to know, because I can sit here and not have it peel off. So I just need to be careful. So I do need to shut off, because otherwise out in the grass here it will just dump fertilizer, which obviously I don't want to waste any kind of material. But we'll get going here. I think I've got that little piece I'm going to have to clean up, so I've got to remember that. But at this point, I think we've got our plan, and it's just going to be pretty basic here on the fields at Misty Hills. We're going to get literally 100% of our arable land planted with oats, and it appears fertilized. So we should be in great shape to kick off year 73.
There's nobody else better than me around. You know I'm the type to stand out in a crowd. You might be jealous, but I can't help it now. I'm like a diamond, can't stop me from shining bright. People stop and stare when I am in the sight. I look expensive, yeah, they all want this life. So here I am, look everyone, watch out for me, I'll be the one you want. I'll blow your mind, take you away. You know that there is no way I will change. Oh, everybody looks at me wherever I go. They all know that I love the attention and I'm taking control. Watch out for me now, you know I'm ready now. I'm hot as fire, take things higher, yeah, I shut it down. Oh, everybody looks at me wherever I go. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. Look out for me, watch out for me. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
Okay, so as I'm finishing up here on field 30, you may have seen that in the process I've gone ahead and decided to buy an auger wagon to handle the supplies. Based on the size of the tractor, I went with a relatively small one. It only has 19,000 capacity, but it should be enough for what we need, because I was estimating I'd need about 15,000 liters of fertilizer to finish up down here. So we've gone ahead and done that, and that should help us out and move along, and we'll continue finishing up these fields. I'm down to my last portion here on field 85, and I've gotten everything planted. At this point, it's taken me close to 6 or 7 hours to get all this work done. So, as I've mentioned before, on the FSN side, you definitely need to understand the time commitment of the amount of land you choose to take on for your farm. So, and normally I would have split this into a few days. It just happened to work that I had the time, I had the availability of when this fell, and I've just knocked it out and gotten it done. So the auger is up there on the right, as you can see, that I purchased. So as I said, it's a small one, and it did work out. The 19,000 of the fertilizer that it holds worked well, and actually what I ended up doing is I just bought 19,000 fertilizer when I was up there. I do make it a point, because the store is so far away, to try to not waste any opportunity for a trip there. So if I'm buying new equipment, I almost never bring it back empty. So even if I wasn't going to use the supplies right away, I would have certainly still selected something and dragged it back. Now that auger will do crops as well. I don't know that I would ever use it for that, but it has that option, and it will do seeds and fertilizer, which are really my main point. So more than likely, because seeds get consumed faster than fertilizer in most cases, I'll likely do what I'm doing now, which is use the Seed Express for seeds and use the auger for fertilizer. And right now it appears to have worked pretty well. If I end up somehow getting the couple fields that I keep debating in my head down here, at some point I think I might run a little bit short. Alright, so we are complete at this point. Right now, that's all I've got for today. I don't believe I can spray for weeds yet. I think I've done that once before, and basically it doesn't take because of the fertilization just being done. So I'm going to definitely wait for a little bit of a growth stage, and I'll see timing wise how things look, because at this point I've got all 7 fields with oats, so there's definitely a lot of land here to cover that can be done all at once for every job. So I'm going ahead and I'm actually putting lime down on the fields. I forgot that with precision farming there's still a need to potentially do that. I think you're able to wait if you'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and get that done now. So that's going to take a while. Just going to get that done, and then I'll be back after that to discuss what may be next. So I am done with all 7 of my fields and the lime. Took me quite a while, but I've got some big news for year 73 on the farm. One of the other FMs on the server is going to be a bit busy, and it offered his fields up for lease, or at least some of them. Initially, I didn't think it made sense, because I'm certainly plenty busy on my fields, but as luck would have it, it's kind of the perfect timing, because I've got a little bit of time over the next week as far as extra time that I normally wouldn't have. So I decided to take him up on the offer to lease out 4 of his fields. So he is going to use 41 and 42, but I am leasing 8, 105, 102, and 101 for year 73. And I'm going to put cotton on them to get a head start on filling up my cotton storage and moving that along. So I need to lime these fields as well. So I'm going ahead and doing that. I'll fill in more details as I know more as I'm going along. I have no idea how involved this is going to become and so forth, but I decided I'm going to go big in year 73. Just things aligned, and I decided to take advantage of it. So that is the big news. Alright, so I'm starting to wrap up here, and while I finish up the last cleanup, I just wanted to summarize. So I've gotten all the liming done on the fields I'm leasing. It did take 180,000 or so liters of lime, so it was significant. Those fields are very large, and it's going to be interesting to see what that's going to turn into as far as workload, because as it is, I think it took me a couple hours to lime them, and that probably didn't include the running to go get the supplies and so forth. So good news is that probably means we'll get a lot of crop out of it. The bigger challenge will be, how do we make sure we can get the crop done? Because real life may intrude and not give me the amount of time. I was lucky today. I think I mentioned in another segment of the video that I happened to have today off, so I could really live within FSN, but that's not a reality that is sustainable even for this given week. So but basically I'm collecting up the fertilizer here that I had in the spreader before I realized I needed to have some lime. So we've got these couple boxes over here. Just wondering, is it gonna let me get in there? Let's see. It's letting me pick it up. I guess at this point I am far enough along that I should be good. So there we go. So I'm going to go put that in the silo, because realistically we're probably going to do the same thing I did on my fields, which is use this for seed and then use the auger with the trailer for the fertilizer, just because we go through seed faster. So I don't want to have it in this unit and then have to go through the transfer later. So once again, I'm just trying to stage myself for a good quick startup tomorrow if I need to. So a summary of what we've done today, in case it's unclear. I know I kept things pretty brief and just showed some visuals, but really didn't do a lot of talking this time, or present the video with a lot of talking. So we have planted all 7 of our fields. So I'll go to the map, and just the problem is in the multiplayer it doesn't always refresh. It's not going to show, but they're in oats, so you can see where we've kind of been near. It's showing that they're oats, but these 2 are oats, this one's oats. So we've got 7 fields in total, 5 down here, 2 up here, that are in oats. Then I am leasing 101, 102, 105, and 8. At this point I have simply limed 8, because, or I'm sorry, these 4, because my intent is to put cotton in, and my soil temperature needs to be higher to do that, so I can't plant. The planter does not fertilize, so when I run these fields, I'm going to have to cover them twice. I'm going to have to plant, and then I am going to have to run the fertilizer over it separately. So that is the one downside with cotton, but my planter doesn't include fertilization because, frankly, it didn't make sense in how FSN was structured pre-precision farming. Now that we have precision farming, maybe over time I'll make some decisions. A lot of it has to do with how long I'm going to be here before I move to FS22, because obviously when we move to an FS22 server, all the equipment we have goes away. So investing a lot of money may not make sense. I mean, I get that money back because I get to sell the equipment back, but obviously used equipment is worth less than what I'm paying for new equipment. And then I have limed all the fields that I'm utilizing. So in essence, I've got 11 fields I'm going to be working in year 73. 4 of them with cotton, 7 of them with oats. We're going to have to get fertilization done on the cotton fields, as I talked about. We're going to have to spray for weeds on all of them. So there's probably going to be a significant investment in herbicide. And then we obviously need to harvest, which is going to be a significant investment in time. I'm not sure that I can even begin to guess how much time it's going to take. We've got to keep in mind a cotton harvester is very small in working with. It's also very slow. So, and those fields, as I said, are huge. I used, I think, more lime on those 4 fields than I did on all 7 of mine. So they're very similar, if not slightly larger up there. And so to do all of that in cotton, there could be 10 to 12 hours of harvesting just to bring in the cotton. But I'm going to try it. As I said, I'm going big. Before I go, I want to talk about, and I will pop up the spreadsheet in the video here to give you an example of the finances so you can pause the video and look at it. I've put in about $130,000 into these fields so far in the material that has been utilized with seed, fertilizer, and lime. So there's a lot of money invested. Obviously that takes some time to grow to that size, to be able to have those kind of funds and so forth. The good news is I have that capability, so I get to share that experience with you guys and enjoy it myself. This will be interesting, so if you want to see something unique, even in FSN, this is definitely sticking my neck out to try to really have a crazy year for the farm. So hope you'll stick around and keep following along. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so that you'll be notified of new videos. Hit the like button. That helps these videos get out to more people that see it. The more feedback I get and the better material I'll put out for you guys. So I will see you next time.